Yo, what's good? It's Pika. Man, we finished up this week already. It is Sunday night, y'all, and it's actually a decent damn time that I'm doing this podcast right now. um, ran into work at about midday today, noon. Went into work at noon and didn't have to stay very long because we got a lot of work done. And yeah, I was out of there by about 2 something and headed back home. Had lunch at work, came back home and had a couple of snacks and stuff, and set about doing the laundry because I was worried. I thought I was going to have a longer day today, so I was worried about laundry this morning. I did one load this morning. When I got back, I was able to do the second load, so we're good to go with laundry. All the clothes are clean. Was gonna cook, but just didn't feel like it. I was wiped out. To be honest, I did not go to sleep till like 3:30, almost 4 o'clock this morning, you guys. Um, yeah, it was just a wild ass night. It was very late. I got a lot done though. As you all know, I did my daughter's hair last night. Finished that at about 2 o'clock, and then I was just wide awake after that till about 4, I think. And then I woke up at, I think I woke up at like 8, maybe. I don't know. Time. I don't do very well with time. I love time. I just don't understand it and don't get along with it sometimes. So, um, yeah, so when I got back home and after I'd done the laundry and put everything out to dry, I was kind of like, meh, don't feel like doing nothing. I'm just going to lay here and watch a movie. So I put on a Tamil movie, which means that's about 3 hours gone. And just lay there and took it in. I wanted to take a nap, honestly. I wanted to take a nap. I was trying to convince guys to take a nap with me, but she didn't want to. So, excuse me. I put a movie in instead. I want to talk to you all about balance. There is an old saying, right? All work and no play makes you a very dull person. Um, and for the most part, yeah, I'm pretty dull, and I'm okay with being dull. But the flip side of that is all work and no play, or no relaxation, no time to kind of take care of yourself, means you burn out faster. Now, I've written articles on this. I've talked about this at length. Burning the candle at both ends is something that kind of comes naturally to me. It's not the best idea, I know, but I kind of do it anyway. I get into these funks where I'm just like, oh my God, I have so much to do. I need to knock this off, and I need to knock that off, and I need to get everything done, and I need to get it done now. Which means back to back to back, I try as much as I can to get stuff done. But the problem with that sometimes is when I'm burning out, not burnt out, but burning out, I tend to do less than quality work, which I don't like either. So today was one of those balance days. And actually, lately, I've been in a balance mode. I've taken on so many projects, which I'm actually grateful for. I'm very happy for because, like I mentioned before, I was going through a phase where I was kind of missing my mom. There's really no one in the house. I don't have anything to kind of take up my time the way I want to. So I might as well like invent stuff for me to do. To keep from feeling that kind of emptiness, that loneliness or whatever. So obviously you know about the Periscope, you know about the blogs, you know about the TV show that's coming up, you know about the what else? The podcast, obviously, every day. Today's hello episode 91. I'm really proud. And then what else? I have work as well, which means I work on the weekends, or the work schedule kind of varies according to what's going on that week and what projects we're taking on there as well. So my mind is kind of split between the two worlds, my world and their world. And sometimes it's hard to kind of focus and make sure that we got everything that we need to get done. Other times it's kind of like, okay, it's flowing, it's coming really fast, and I'm making sure that I get from one task to the next pretty seamlessly. I have gotten to a point right now where I'm able to focus a little bit better, where I'm not, off on YouTube doing dumb stuff or checking Instagram every 5 minutes. I am able to keep WhatsApp web on my desktop without looking at it constantly, or because it's on there playing on my phone, and then like I get sidetracked and end up on Instagram invariably. So I'm getting a little bit better about staying on task. But like I said, balance is the topic for tonight because I feel like I really need to balance a little bit of everything. What I've been lacking a lot of lately, though, is social interaction. I have not gone out. I have not seen my friends. I have not caught up with the boys down at the club. I haven't talked to many people. A lot of my social interactions consist of clients, potential clients, the sisterhood that is Crowns for Success, the teachers at both my job and the daycare that my daughter goes to. That's pretty much all it is. as far as social interactions go. I don't really get to see the family much. I don't catch up with many people. I talk to my aunt out in Houston. I talk to her like daily. I talk to her twice daily, actually. And it's been kind of nice. You know, we reminisce a little bit. We catch up with each other. We talk about like all kinds of crazy nonsense. Besides, she's the one who gave me my nickname. She was the original Rasati, and I am number 2 for this generation. So I'm actually really excited about that. So we actually have a lot in common, and we talk a lot. But what I'm saying is I don't actually get to let my hair down and enjoy myself very often. And I feel like that's probably going to end up being the next phase of my marketing strategy / business, you know, work, because as I create, eventually I'm going to need an audience. And while I do have platforms to distribute my content on, word of mouth will never fail you. And I feel like I need to get back into word of mouth. And this is a personal observation, so don't tell me, you know, don't take it as the gospel truth, obviously, but from my own personal observations, I feel like things are coming around full circle. So obviously speed is a necessity in this day and age because of the internet, because we're so used to like instant gratification. You send an email, within a couple of minutes it's over wherever it needs to be, whatever corner of the world you send it to. And then of course the next thing is we expect an answer right back. I am finding this year in my journey that a lot of that does not take place the way that you want it to. So where you do send stuff and it's instantly delivered, there is a lag in connectivity on their end, in what their schedule is like and when they get a chance to actually check whatever it is that you've sent them. What else? Language barriers, time zone differences. There's all kinds of stuff out there that's still not working right. But I feel like as much as we've gone digital, and yes, we do have, you know, visual mediums, we have written mediums, we have audio mediums, I kind of feel like face-to-face is getting ready to come back. I kind of feel like, and I'm not talking about face-to-face as in like speaker situations where you speak to a group. I'm talking about one-on-ones. And I kind of feel like that's going to be the trend here soon. I feel like with the amount of connectivity we have, we don't actually connect with each other. And with that being said, right now I'm in a growth phase where I know I need to learn how to balance what I already have so that when this face-to-face phase kicks in, I know where to pull time and actually make it happen. So seriously speaking, the biggest thing for me right now is balance. There was a time when I was really, really focused on Kutti's education and how to push her forward and get her to do whatever she needed to be doing. And when I'm one-on-one with her, it works very well. She actually grows by leaps and bounds. She takes my advice to heart. She actually is able to implement everything I tell her. I was able to teach her how to read 2 years ago. But as luck would have it, with work and whatever else was going on, I kind of like it dropped off to the side. And the funny thing is, where she did know and she was used to it, it was a habit. She got to a point where we weren't reading at all, and I wasn't reading to her. I slipped, you know, I fucked up. But it got to a point where she couldn't recognize simple words anymore because she'd forgotten. And that brings to mind the idea that, you know, while you've learned many languages or learned how to do certain things, if you don't implement those skills on a regular basis, you lose those skills. It's going to take you a minute. I mean, it's muscle memory. You'll get it back, obviously, faster than faster than the time it took for you to learn it in the first place. But even then, there is a recovery time period. You kind of had to go back through the steps and teach yourself again, and then you're like, oh yeah, okay, I remember, and it comes back to you. I'll give you an example. I went to Tamil school in Brisbane, okay? I went to Tamil school for many years, and I was able to speak very good Jaffna Tamil back in the day, to the point that we were actually in plays, and we presented, and we did all kinds of stuff. Fast forward 25 years, let's say, spending 20 years in the U.S., I didn't have anybody to talk to in Tamil, and like except for the occasional once in a while when Dhanajana Nanaka and Papi Aunty came together for a dance camp every summer, and then it would be Tamilish. It would be half Tamil, half English. So it wasn't a necessity that I needed to speak Tamil. Well, fast forward to present day, and of course I've met my boy down in Sri Lanka, Rishandran Rajendran. He's actually instrumental in pulling me back to speaking Tamil. He was very adamant that I should speak to him in Tamil. mostly because he said I sounded like a reporter for BBC when I spoke in English, which I didn't realize I sounded like that, but okay. But it didn't take much, you guys. Seriously, I used to speak to him all the time. And what would happen is the more I spoke to him, the more fluent I became. It's not that I didn't know any of the words. And I'm not going to say I don't. There's a lot of words I don't know still. And I'm really actually very afraid to ask anyone what they mean, except for my mom. I do have a Tamil English dictionary, which I refuse to use because I just don't want to. Anyway, bottom line is, using that skill over and over again daily has made me so much better. And while he doesn't speak Jaffna Tamil, my aunt does. And now that I've gotten back to a place where I can speak fluent Tamil, now that I'm talking to my aunt every night and every morning, the colloquial terms that they use in Jaffna is actually coming out of her, so I'm able to pick that up now. So I'm actually really excited because I see a time in my future where I'm going to need it. I'm really going to need it for media, for interviews, for whatever else is getting ready to come by the pipe. I can feel it, you guys. I got a lot of work to do. But either way, with all of these things going on, I need to find a way not to feel burnt out. So balance isn't just about managing your time well and making sure you have, a time and a place for everything. It's also about your mental clarity. So how you feel about the time that you're spending, how you feel about the list of things that you need to get done versus the time you have to do them in, how you tackle those things. I remember there was a Periscope episode that Vanessa did, I don't know, three something weeks ago. And she was talking about eat that frog and make sure you write your list down, write it down, because something magical happens when you write things in ink on paper. Write down the list of things you need to get done, and then mark off the top 2 biggest things so you can get them done first, and then fill in all the little nonsense that you got going on in between. So before that Periscope episode, right, I kind of felt like, damn, I have a long list of stuff and there's a lot of stuff I keep rolling because I was doing all the little things. The little things get done really fast. It's awesome. You get them done really fast. But the big things take a little bit more time. The big things, because they take a lot of time, the easy way out is to not do the big things because they take a lot of time. I could get more done if I did the little things first, but the big things would be the ones that I keep rolling and keep rolling and keep rolling, which is not good if you're looking at the broad picture of where it is you want to be in a year, in 6 months, in 5 years, whatever the goal is, right? So if you don't look at the big picture and understand what it is you need to get done each day, you're going to go around in circles doing all the little mundane things that actually don't have any bearing on the big picture, but they're also still things that you need to get done. Like, it took me a while at work to kind of get in the groove of what I need to get done on a daily basis so that I can concentrate on the big things that I really needed to work on. So every morning when I come to the office, the first thing I do is check the Facebook ads for whatever leads have come in. I plot all the leads that have come in on both my worksheet as well as the Google Drive worksheet, and then I go ahead and check my email to see if anyone has responded to our employment ads or whatever, and I organize all that stuff and I send it out. So once I take that off my plate and give it to the next person who needs to handle it, I can actually concentrate with a clear mind on what the big things are that I need to get done. So that also falls into balance. I'm the kind of girl, okay, that gets irritated when I have notifications on my phone that I have not checked and cleared, because it really drives me nuts to have notifications just sitting around. I know a lot of y'all be like, you have like 15 messages on Facebook or 27 WhatsApp messages, whatever, and they're just sitting on your phone, unread or whatever, and you're cool with that. I can't do it. It drives me nuts. I don't like clutter. I don't do well with clutter. I need to know what's going on or clear it at least. If it's just noise, I would rather just look at it and clear it and keep on going, because I don't know what it is. I get very perturbed if I have unread messages, unread notifications and stuff. But that's just me. So for my clarity, for me personally, because I am aware of the kind of person that I am, the way that I operate best, I know that I need to have that mental clarity, that I need to be able to clear off this stuff that doesn't matter and get to the point. Because I don't have time for idle chatter. I don't have time for background noise and annoying people that don't know when to shut up, people that want to call and complain because they have nothing else better to do, stuff like that. For instance, I think a couple weeks ago I actually talked about the fact that I cleared my inbox. I got rid of... You know how you see free signups, free downloads, free whatever, and yeah, all the content looks amazing, and yeah, you're going to download it because who knows, if you don't download it now, maybe it's not free anymore. So I download. I am a download whore. I download everything and keep it, but then the other thing is, as you're downloading, you need to put in your email address and subscribe to something or the other. So what I was finding was my inbox was full of these subscription, notification, newsletter type nonsense, and most of which I didn't even look at. I would funnel them into whatever folder was, the right category for that particular type of email, and then I would let it be. I wouldn't even look at it. So what I ended up doing was, because I had so many unread messages, and obviously I was running out of storage space, that was actually the driving factor. I went through and I unsubscribed to a ton of stuff, because if I'm not going to open it, why do I want to keep having it, drop into my inbox and take up space? So I'm not good with clutter. For me, clutter does not equal clarity, and I need to get rid of whatever clutter is there so that I can actually focus on what I need to get done, or I will be distracted, guaranteed, which is not good for you, and it's not good for me either. So yeah, balance is key. If you don't have time for every aspect of your life, at least a little bit in every day, chances are something's got to give, and it will probably be your health first, unfortunately. I know from the last 3 months, if I don't get enough sleep, I'm going to get a migraine. It's my body's way of shutting me up and shutting me down so that I get the recommended amount of sleep that I need. Because I don't take Panadol or Tylenol or Advil. Obviously, I don't have Tylenol or Advil here. I wish I did. But I don't take painkillers for my headaches because I know exactly what I need. I don't need it to numb out so I can, keep on doing work. I need to shut everything down and call it a day. I need to go to sleep. And usually in the morning, I feel so much more refreshed, and it's actually like an amazing feeling. But that means that something was out of balance to begin with. So while your mind also needs balance, your hours need balance, your work, life, home needs balance, you also need to listen to your body. Your body will tell you exactly what's going on. My face breaks out if I don't get enough sleep. It breaks out like crazy. And I'm talking about not, your regular one pimple here and there. I'm talking about cystic acne that is painful to the touch. I can't even concentrate. The pain is so livid. On top of that, I get migraines. So I see the auras. I have like light and sound sensitivity, all of that. And I don't have a choice but to shut it down and go to sleep. If I don't work out regularly, and I'm not talking about I'm not talking about lifting heavy weights. I'm not talking about, HIIT exercises or calisthenics or yoga or, whatever everybody's into right now. It's definitely not cardio. I'll tell you right now, it's never cardio. If I don't exercise my body, I don't sleep well. I don't rest well. I have like a very uneasy, restless night of sleep, which means I get up a lot. As it is, I'm a light sleeper because why? I have a daughter. She's been with me in the same bed all her life. Only now have we separated. Even then, she can throw her hand up and hit me. Basically, I'm not that far away. So my body will tell me when something is wrong. If the back of my head hurts, I know for a fact it's eye strain. Because most times I will get aches, my eyes will dry up a little bit, they will be itchy, they will be red, they will be just uncomfortable, and then when I push it too far, as in add sleep to it, on top of continuous computer screen time or whatever, I get a migraine. If I don't eat well, if I start skipping meals because I'm stressed out, I'm trying to concentrate on what I need to get done, because I don't want to get up and go get food, obviously I stop dropping weight like crazy, but then I also start to look very just fatigued, withdrawal symptoms from whatever, I look like a substance abuse addict. I look terrible. But the pet peeve for me, the way I know that I'm starting to lose weight, is when my clothes don't fit. And it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much for me to start losing weight, and that's not something I'm proud of, okay? Most people are out there damn, I wish I had her problem. No, you don't. You don't want this problem. Because next is that my kidneys start to hurt. My stomach becomes, I get acid because I'm not eating consistently, right? Because my stomach is basically feeding on the lining of my stomach because there's nothing else in there to eat. So these are not good things to have, but I know what the symptoms are. I'm very self-aware of these things. I just need to manage my time better. I need to manage my lifestyle better. So I'm telling you guys, balance is key, and there's so many symptoms of an unbalanced life that you should know by now exactly what it looks like when you're starting to like fall off to one side or the other. Now, the flip side of working too much or worrying too much and not taking care of yourself is escapism. A lot of people, when they don't feel good, don't want to show up, don't want to get up out of bed, don't want to go see the rest of the world, don't want to like face anybody. They would rather sleep it off and pretend it didn't happen and start over the next day. But most times, you don't start over the next day. Most times, you give yourself the excuse, well, it was okay yesterday and I didn't die and no one yelled at me and, there was no instant punishment for not having shown up. I'm just going to do it again today. So, either way, depending on what your goals are, you need to be very self-aware of who you are and how you operate. And then you need to be very clear about what it is you want. What is your end goal? What is your end game? What is it you want to accomplish? And by when? Please don't be like, yeah, I want to be a millionaire and just keep on going doing the same shit you've been doing. Go put a date on that, please. I tell you what, last year, about this time, before my brother left, okay, I was told by my uncle, you know what, stop mucking around. Go ahead and write down a letter to your future self. And I want you to write down exactly what your life will look like a year from now. Now, believe it or not, I wrote down the fact that my brother, my mother, and I would all be in the same house happily, and I would no longer need my maid, and I would be in a position with my job where I would no longer need a maid because I'd be home when my daughter was home from school or daycare, whatever the case may be. Now, the deadline I gave myself for that goal, I'd have to go check physically, but I'm pretty sure it was about October, November of this year. Guess what? Part of that came true way ahead of schedule. The fact that I no longer need a maid, the fact that I got rid of my maid, like both of those things, and the fact that my daughter is in school at the moment, all of that happened in April. Between February and April. I got a new job, which changed my work hours, which was perfect. That's exactly what I needed. And my maid started to act up. I had to get rid of her. But before that, I had to make sure that my daughter was in a place where she would be taken care of while I was at work. And then, I could pick her up and everything would be fine. All of that happened in a span of 2 months. And it was way ahead of schedule because it wasn't due until this month or so. So what happened in the 4th month of the year, the goal was set for the 10th month of the year. And look at that. I got a whole 6 months ahead of schedule. So once you write things down, things do manifest. But you can't be too specific. You got to give the universe room to work. And most times, they will deliver, but it will not be according to your wildest dreams or imagination. But it will be delivered. So, please, please, please take a look at your schedules. Take a look at what your life looks like right now. Shake it up a little bit. Change your schedule a little bit. And then see where you can add in more of something that you're lacking at the moment. Please find some balance. You need that balance. Before you quit your job and become a full-time entrepreneur, you need to find that balance already, because guess what? Once you quit your 9 to 5, guess what becomes kind of, sort of, like your 9 to 5? Your business. So if you can't hack it, you can't, find a way to get the work done no matter what, right? When you have plenty of time because your 9 to 5 freed up, how are you expected to be a good entrepreneur once you quit your 9 to 5? So go ahead, set those processes up now. It's important for you. It's going to be helpful. I mean, even if you don't implement a lot of things, small changes here and there can make you more efficient. Work smart, you guys. Don't work hard. Work smart. All right. Well, rant over. I need to go get some work done real quick before I go to sleep. All right. Well, I love you guys. Take care. Please write to me if you have any questions. Obviously, tomorrow is Monday. For me, it's it's Sunday morning for you. But by tomorrow morning, you'll have a new blog post up on the Crown for Success website by me. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Please Send me any feedback that you might have. I'm looking for feedback at the moment because I'm getting ready to make a couple more changes. So anything you have to say to me right now, truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening, and I will catch up with you again tomorrow. All right? Bye.